Mirage Mirror becomes a Sinew and Steel. Oh, please tell me they use the Mirage Mirror Sinew and Steel to blow up the Sinew and Steel. That would be awesome. Meld into Brisela. We've done it. Brisela, Voice of Nightmares. Got one half of it. Now we need to find some Akromas. Today on Commander Replay, we try to assemble Brisela and Akroma-tron at the same time through tons of interaction from our opponents. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below. Welcome back everyone, playing some Aurelia Angel Reanimator today. Take a look at this opener. 4 lands, Pyre of Heroes, well 4 if we play this thing. You know, it doesn't ramp and it doesn't draw, which is concerning, but Pyre of Heroes is really good. The problem is that like even getting to creatures doesn't exactly fix our ramp or card draw in this deck. It does give us a lot of reanimation and some really cool things to do. In fact, ooh, yeah. So, okay, yeah, we got to keep it. I'll tell you why in a second. We're going to keep this one. So the way I have this deck built right now, I have it specifically set up to try and assemble Brisela and Akroma-tron at the same time, which is incredibly difficult, and I'll be really excited if I get to do it. I've been playing this deck for years, and I think I came really close one time. I think I was only missing one creature, and then everyone died before I could get it in. So it's an incredibly difficult thing to do. One, because it's a lot of mana and a lot of big creatures, but two, having only one of those creature monstrosities assembled usually kills the table. Need someone to be playing a life gain deck or something to be at like 200 life. So there's actually enough time to assemble all those things before everyone goes down. Land tax for opponent. That's an Avacyn. Avacyn's pretty good. We'll just play the command tower, I guess. We'll pass like that. So in addition to that, so I've made a couple changes to the deck and we'll talk about it real quick. There's actually a couple sets of cards I want to talk about that are kind of interesting. So the first is just a little bit of a protection package. I've added Mother of Ruins specifically so that Brisela does not get killed or exiled before it gets assembled, because that's definitely happened to me in the past. Blacksmith Skill for the same thing, and Scout's Warning to be able to cast one of them at the end step and go about it that way. But there are a couple other interesting card choices that I put in here just to test out and see how they do. I was talking to Sean earlier today about Zephyr Boots, and he was asking me what I thought of it. I think it can be good in the right deck. In particular, if you're playing a Reanimator, looting is decent in a Reanimator. The big question is, how bad do you need flying? I actually think in a lot of Voltron decks, this is actually an underrated card. It's not exactly going to push out a Sword of X and Y, but you know, if you're on a budget and Sword of X and Ys are out of the budget, very reasonable option. Also, depending on like what the rest of your deck is doing. If you're playing something like Combo Aurelia, I actually think this is pretty solid because one, there's a lot of recursion in that deck, and two, it's really just about digging to the combo pieces. So even though it's not as good as Mask of Memory at card draw, it's more redundancy. And because Aurelia doesn't come down till later, giving flying to whatever little creature you're trying to suit up, or like a Brunor or something, is you're going to get some stuff done with that. There's a Soul Ring for opponent. Another one, I just saw this in the game I filmed previously, which was the Rayav game. Nahiri's Wrath looks really interesting. So essentially, discard a bunch of creatures and do that much damage equal to the mana value to number of creatures or planeswalkers. Could be really helpful as a pseudo board wipe, but also getting some of our big creatures in the graveyard. It seems like it could be really interesting. Probably slightly better suited to a Reanimator with black in it, just because black is much better at reanimating. But I thought it was interesting, and I think it's got a lot of potential in this deck. And the question I'm asking myself now is, did I trade the one paper copy that I used to own? I don't know. I'll have to look. There's a land tax trigger. 3 visits, getting that ramp going. What's this? Haven't seen this thing. Callous Blood Mage. That is Strixhaven. Enters the battlefield, choose one. Make a pass, draw a card, and lose life. Exile target player's graveyard. They went for the draw life. Yeah, it's pretty good for like a Shieldred type deck. They are playing Josu Vess, by the way. That's Sergeant Flintlock. One we played on the channel. I actually had Josu Vess built in paper for a little while. Pretty cool commander. It does get tangled up in... I was trying to make it like really high power, and it's not the best for that just because it's a lot of mana. It can be very good, but it's a little slow. Even once you cast it and pump all the mana into it, they probably don't have haste, so you have to sit there and untap with them and do all that stuff. But we'll play the planes right here. We'll draw a Burnished Heart. I actually do like that Burnished Heart pickup, just so we can get some ramp going. Play the Pyre of Heroes right here. Pyre sets up some really interesting lines. Generally, I'm usually trying to work my way toward a Maria Shepherd, but with what we're trying to do today, we will need to use this to try to get 2 Akromas. And yeah, it's a whole thing. Definitely some wild lines with Pyre of Heroes. And the reanimating creatures. There's a Varagoth. Yeah, Varagoth's pretty good. Oh man, if we caught a discard spell, I'd probably go like discard Avacyn, miraculous recovery it at some point, sacrifice the Avacyn, trying to leave up Sajiri Shelter to get Rhea Dawnbringer to bring back Avacyn. That would be a cool line of play. Oh, Pyre of Heroes. Need to get more of these. I guess I don't have that many paper tribal decks. I have a couple. Angels and Allies are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Strionic Resonator. Oh, that seems good for a Josu Vess trigger. There's a Yasarn Implaceable Earth. Oh, no. Oh, that shuts off Burnished Heart. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast... Also shuts off Pyre. I can live with Pyre, but being off for a little while, but really want to get this Burnished Heart going. And there's a Soul Ring. Oh, life would have been so good. So good. All that being the case, let's play this. We could just cast Gisela. That looks like a better play then. Yeah, we'll just cast Gisela. That seems like it makes the most sense here. Let's get down to some early attacks. I was thinking about going get this as a tap land, Soul Ring, Burnished Heart this turn, but the Yasarn out there, like someone's going to want to blow that up. And if they want to blow it up with a board wipe, I'd prefer to not lose the Burnished Heart into that. So we'll just wait a second and see if things develop in a way that we'll be able to use our cards here. Yeah, there's fetch lands in this deck too. Also not great. Varagoth swinging into Flintlock. Flintlock goes no blocks, and Varagoth is going to do the thing. Search for a card, put it on top. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Should build a Varagoth deck. Although I guess a Varagoth deck is probably just like, he's either Demon Tribal or Mono Black combo. I suppose you could have some fun with it. Like, I don't really have pet cards in, I guess I do.
2 very boring minutes later.
All right, figured it out. We're building Varagoth, and all we're going to do is we're going to search up Dread and No Mercy. That's my idea of a good time, and probably Helldozer. Mono black deck incoming. All the black cards I want to play, but are generally not good enough anywhere else. Big Kalitas also. Oh, this deck is going to be awesome. There's an Eye of Vecna. I'm jealous. It's card draw. Speaking of Vecna, someone needs to watch Volume 2 of Stranger Things. Still haven't done that. Been putting that off for like, what, at least a month? Probably more. When did that come out? Please don't tell me it was May. No, I think it was July. Anyway, July was a while ago. Yeah, need to watch the end of Stranger Things. And unfortunately, like, it's such a popular show that, of course, there's stuff all over the internet. So kind of heard a few of the things that happened, but we'll be fine. Anyway, there's a Crypt Gas coming in for opponent. You can also throw Vecna-tron in there. Yeah, Vecna-tron is mono black, right? I don't actually know what the other cards are in the cycle. Yeah, we're building this Varagoth deck out. Pretty excited. There's Obuun. Yeah, watch out for Obuun. Obuun gets you killed quickly. Notably, there are 2 mono black decks at the table. Mono black decks tend to be filled with reanimation. Homeward Path, really good if someone reanimates your creature. And there are some creatures worth reanimating in this deck. Like this one. 4/3 first strike, big enough to keep everything away. I guess he wants to try it. We're going to eat a land and gain some life. Thank you very much. Unless he really wants a land in the graveyard. First strike, baby. It's rare that, like, I don't know, I'm sure I've talked about this on camera at least a little bit. In general, I think first strike is probably the least valuable keyword in Commander. It gets better when you combine it with other things, in particular vigilance. Then you've got like something pretty cool on your hands. It's just something with decent size with first strike and vigilance is kind of just a nightmare. It probably attacks you and you lose life and you can't attack into it because it's probably bigger than what you're doing and all that sort of stuff. That's a Sword of Feast and Famine. That's how we get some mana ramp. The question is, what do we do with that mana ramp? Because we actually don't have like that much to do, but I think we play it nonetheless. We'll figure it out, right? Oh, you want to know what we do? We do play this thing as a tap land is what we do. Which is disappointing because I do like to save that as a protection spell, but I want to keep the lands coming here. If we were better set up, if we could actually crack the Burnished Heart, I probably wouldn't, but since we can't. On the other hand, because what do? We untap 4 lands, and then we don't do anything. We cast a Burnished Heart that we can't use. You know what? I'm just going to stay put, because this deck gets huge quickly, and there's 2 mono black decks at the table, so we have really good blocking. How about that? Me not hitting someone with a Feast and Famine. And I get it, we could, but, you know, if I had any sort of follow-up that mattered, I'd probably do it. But since we don't, we'll just chill. That's an Erebos intervention. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. You gain X life. Oh, they don't go after the Yasarn? I mean, I get it. It's a Crypt Gas. Crypt Gas is pretty good. That's fair. But, oh, man. I guess the Yasarn isn't hurting them as much as it's hurting us. Shutting off 2 very good cards from us right now. Varagoth on the attack. They'll boast. Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing with that deck is that you have a tutor in the command zone, so you find coffers at some point. I haven't played Varagoth yet, but if you own a coffers, I assume that it probably finds its way into play like 90% of the time. What I realized is I didn't have a Cabal coffers in paper for a long time, and then I finally got one for my Shieldred deck years ago, before it was like crazy expensive. And what I realized after having one is that Cabal coffers becomes your commander in a mono black deck. Like, the commander doesn't even matter that much once coffers is in play. It's just, well, I make all the mana and do all the things, and whatever it happens to say in my command zone isn't that relevant because I'm probably going to play 40 cards right now. It is a very powerful card. Story I've told before, I was playing my Shieldred deck with Cabal coffers, and God, it was probably like 4 years ago, and basically I would cast like Shieldred and get myself a cool creature. I had like Gravewalker in there, Gravewaker, whatever that one's called. The one that lets you pay mana to reanimate things and other cool stuff like that. That's obviously good with Shieldred. Every time I would pass the turn and go around the board, my board would get blown up, and I would come back to my turn, not have much of a board state, or at least no creatures, and I would tap the Cabal coffers, get Shieldred back, do a thing, and then like end up with two or three creatures, and then pass the turn again, and my stuff would get blown up again. This happened like 4 turns in a row. And by the end of it, opponent's like, how do you keep doing this? And I'm like, Cabal coffers, man. I'm just making so much mana. I'm recasting Shieldred at like 13, and it's not that big of a deal. Interesting game. It was an interesting game. Sean says, Cryptcast is legendary, it seems. If you're going by one of the older legend rules. I was going to say the old legend rule, but there are many versions of the old legend rule, so it sort of depends on which era you're talking about. That could be a fun video. History of all the different legend rules. I'm sure there's a few that I probably don't even know, because it has changed quite a few times as I understand it. Yeah, Obuun going on the attack and nothing our way. 1, we ate a land from them last turn, which I'm sure he wasn't thrilled about. And 2, we have pro-green with lifelink, so that one is not green. They could actually attack us with that one, which they are. Yeah, we can't kill that one. Can't kill that one. Scout's Warning, that's a card we don't want to see until later. Man, we still really don't have a follow-up here. I mean, I guess do we have enough red for Aurelia? We do not. We only have 1 red source. Man, we need that Burnish Heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mana currently. Nope. We cannot activate the Pyres. I guess we just play the Burnished Heart. There's not really much else to do. Again, since we don't really have a follow-up, I think I'm just going to stay back and keep the other big green creatures away. Eye of Vecna trigger for opponent. I'm jealous. I would love to draw some cards. Wheel of Fortune would not be the worst thing ever. There's a Soul Ring. Yeah, they're starting to get ramped up on mana. That's a Cabal Stronghold. This one's much slower than Cabal Coffers, but we're in another turn or two. This will be making extra mana in combination with this making extra mana in combination with the Soul Ring. That's going to be a lot of extra mana. And if we can't like get this Burnished Heart going or something, we're probably going to be in some trouble. Probably should have mulliganed to a Mask of Memory hand. Or a tutor for Mask of Memory type thing. Or at least something with card draw. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a little more value out of Pyre of Heroes, and we're plainly not in this moment. That's a Reaver Demon. Well, that'll get rid of the Yasarn. That will blow up the Burnished... am I getting a Miraculous Recovery of Burnished Heart? I might... Oh! Non-artifact? Non-artifact! Ha-ha! Burnished Heart is alive! Love it. That deserves a little heart. Hard icon. Opponent's talking about, he's like, yeah, I found a super obscure one. Opponent appears to be doing a demon tribal thing, by the way. Sean says, Yasarn has outperformed every time he hits. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Does Angel of Jubilation have the same text on it? Let's look it up, I'm curious. That's one that I've been kind of had in and out of this deck a little bit too, while doing some testing in paper. I haven't been playing it that much. Players can't pay life or sacrifice creatures to cast spells or activate abilities. Yeah, essentially the same thing. Doesn't stop. It does stop the good fetch lands. Won't stop like a Terramorphic Expanse, though. Well, there's Rise of the Dark Realms, which will get our Gisela back into play, but we do want to crack this Burnished Heart first, before the Yasarn comes back. We do need some red mana, so definitely get a Mountain, and we'll get a Plains. Oh, we can Homeward Path, and then crack our Burnished Heart again, as long as I don't have the mana to do it. Oh, wait, nope, Yasarn's in play. I was so excited. But if we can kill the Yasarn, we can get it back and then sack it and do it again, and that would be awesome. Be so many lands. There's a Lotus Cobra for Sean. And Obuun back to play. There's a Wheel of Fortune. Boy, do we need that. Alright, what order are we doing things in? Oh, I love Miraculous Recovery so much, but I think we're going to have to let it go. Also, Scout's Warning is really cute. This is a really cute card. We can just cast this to draw a card. Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. That's an instant. Okay, so let's Scout's Warning. Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, let's get rid of that stupid Yasarn. Get rid of the stupid Yasarn. Now I think we wait. Let's activate the Homeward Path. So the plan will be Crack Burnished Heart. Probably Wheel of Fortune next turn now. So let's put the sword back on Gisela, and then we'll just sit on Burnished Heart mana. Also, we got to do exactly the thing that I talked about, which is someone mass reanimated with this Rise of the Dark Realms, and then we got our stuff back with Homeward Path. But yeah, that's a decent turn from us right there. Scout's Warning, yeah, the card draw built in. Love it. Love it. The opponent said that's why you sacked it in response to the Rise. Also, the S aren't coming back in, but also that. We had accounted for the ability to try and get this Burnished Heart back. That's a Villas. Pretty good demon right there. I'd say probably the second strongest demon overall, with Razaketh being number 1. Though both are very capable of taking over a game. Villas has a little bit more of like a uncontrollable thing that happens sometimes. Like if you put a lot of damage on them, they draw too many cards and it becomes an issue. 6/6 into Sergeant Flintlock. Let's take a look at what our opponents are actually playing today. So first up is Delta Fiend piloting Varagoth, Blood-Sized Skyr, one we've talked about a little bit. When it attacks, you can boast, search your library for a card, put it on top. We talked about some cool things we're going to do with that in the future, namely Dread. Moving on, we've got Sergeant Flintlock in the middle, piloting the Josu Vess, which we've also talked about a little bit. You know, once that thing's kicked, and they're probably not that far away from it. Liliana of the Dark Realms. Do I own one of these? Can't remember if I have one of these in paper. This thing got crazy expensive. Cool card, though. I wish the minus was like a -2 instead of a -3, but what can you do? You know, if you get a couple swamps out of it, it is pretty handy. Every once in a long while, you get that ultimate. I've done that. That's pretty wild. Essentially a souped up version of Lake of the Dead, like a much better version of Lake of the Dead, because that requires you to sacrifice your swamps. And while I'm rambling, Lake of the Dead, one of my favorite arts in the game, probably in the top 10. There's a video, top 10 favorite arts. Someone write that down.
Write that down.
I don't have a pencil.
Well, remember that then.
That's a damnation from opponent. There's an extort trigger on this deck. We'll go ahead and sacrifice our Burnished Heart right here. Keep the lands coming. I'm going to go another plains and another mountain. You do want to make sure you have enough red mana in this deck. Like if someone blows a land up for some reason, you do want to have double red for Aurelia. So triple red is like basically all we need. I mean, I guess red Akroma is triple red if we hard cast it. We will probably try to avoid hard casting it, but it does happen from time to time. Opponent's going to do some stuff. They're just going to draw cards with Villas. Yeah, that's totally legit. Obuun coming back to play. Yeah, that that is the deck. Have Obuun in play. Do things. Cabaret Courtyard comes in. Enters battlefield. Sacrifice it. When you do, search your library for a basic mountain, forest, or plains. Those look very playable. I haven't seen a lot of them yet. Brings it in tapped. I was never big on the panoramas. I'd have to look at them side by side, but I think these are slightly better than the panoramas. But I do think the panoramas have been in a lot of precons. So if you have a panorama lying around and you're on deck like number 25 or something, run a panorama. That's a Stoneforge Mystic. Also a pretty good card. Can we Aurelia Feast and Famine? I think we can. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 total mana. Yeah, let's get down to business. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a turn. Okay. Cast Aurelia. Hopefully no interaction pops up. Looks like most of opponent's mana's tapped out, maybe a little bit over here. Start with that. Do this. Equip the Sword of Feast and Famine. Opponent says no. We are not going to have a turn. All right. Destroy target creature. Aurelia shall die. Do we go to the graveyard with this? No, let's go to the command zone. Back to the command zone. Because I'm thinking Miraculous Recovery on the Gisela so we can try to set up Brisela at some point. Stoneforge Mystic, definitely going to go for the Mask of Memory, even though we have a Wheel of Fortune, because... Zephyr Boots. Definitely wanted to try the Zephyr Boots. Well, not going to be today. It is definitely a Mask of Memory situation. Because even after Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you get stuck after the Wheel of Fortune, or sometimes you draw like 5 lands, and you're like, wow, this is terrible. So having follow-up draw after the Wheel of Fortune to make sure we continue to generate value is super helpful. Super, super helpful. Opponent asked, no sack with the Pyre in response to the board wipe, and someone said, no sorcery speed, and they're like, good point. And Flintlock says, I'm sure if PJ could have responded by sacking to get a 7-drop, he would have. Yes, it's called a Maria Shepherd, and it's our Lord and Savior. There's a Sinew and Steel. Don't love a Sinew and Steel. A lot of critical artifacts in this deck that I'd like to keep in play. Which means we probably want to get to this Avacyn. So we might have to go Mask of Memory, hit something, discard Avacyn, Miraculous Recovery, the Avacyn, which actually gets that gets most of the cards out of our hand. And then after all that, if we untap, we can Wheel of Fortune. So Witch's Cottage for opponent. They could get to put a creature back on top. So much cheaper than Volrath's Stronghold. Obviously not as good, but, you know, does a nice budget impersonation for way less money. Don't own any Volrath Strongholds. Kinda wish I did. Is that a reserve list card? I can't remember. Probably seems like it should be. If it's, what is it, Stronghold or something? Volrath Stronghold is from Stronghold, is on the reserve list, and is $100. Oh my. Uh-oh, Reaver Demon coming back. Blows up our Stoneforge Mystic, as well as Sean's Commander. Doesn't touch this demon at all. Do we have enough to Aurelia, Feast and Famine, and do all the stuff that we had kind of talked about? Maybe. Maybe. We have enough to cast Aurelia and put the Feast and Famine on it. We won't have enough to also get the Mask of Memory. Disappointing. There's a Cultivate for opponent. Fireball X6 on the Reaver Demon. This is the most Reaver Demon I've ever seen in a game. I've maybe seen it one time in a game. I have definitely not seen it come in twice. This is awesome. This is why we play Commander. Love it. There's a Dousing Dagger. Does Dousing Dagger change any of that math? No, because we still need to do the thing. Well, I wish we had something with haste. What about this? What if we have Boots in this deck? So it'd be 5 mana for a Stoneforge Mystic, get Lightning Greaves, play Lightning Greaves. That'd be 7 mana. Equip this thing as 9 mana. I'm torn between casting the Wheel of Fortune or trying to get value from the things in our hand. We have 3 really good cards in our hand. We'd have exactly enough to hardcast Avacyn. Maybe that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think I like all that. Cast Aurelia, Feast and Famine. Oh, we could Pyre of Heroes after, too. Oh, that would be cool. That could be cool. Yeah, well, Delta's got a lot of cards in hand. We hit with the Feast and Famine. Second attack, we're going to go into Flintlock. Feel kind of bad going into Flintlock. They've only got 1 card. Sean's got 5 cards. He can part with 1. Feast and Famine trigger on the stack. This is a cool line of play, too. Miraculous Recovery, the Gisela into play. Lands on tap. Let's get Avacyn right here and try to stop getting our stuff blown up by Reaver Demons. I brought the anti-Reaver Demon. Sean discards a land. Oh, if we waited on the... Well, I guess if we're planning the Wheel of Fortune, it wouldn't pan out. But if we had waited to sacrifice the Avacyn to the thing, get Rhea, and then hold up Miraculous Recovery in case someone tries to blow up either of those things. There's a Carnifex Demon. What's this one do? Enters the battlefield with 2 counters on it. Remove 1, put a minus counter on each other creature. Actually not a bad effect. That cuts down our damage a lot. And also there's a lot of like minus effects with like Liliana and just mono black decks in general. Yeah, Avacyn down. Okay, so all of that is for naught. There's a Sinew and... Ooh, don't love that Sinew and Steel. Do not love that Sinew and Steel. Going into Flintlock. Yep. Can blow up the Planeswalker. See if they blow up the Planeswalker. Yeah, you know, blowing up artifacts is like plenty good. Also getting a Planeswalker when you need to get a Planeswalker off the table. Yep, Feast and Famine and Liliana. I mean, that's a lot of dollar value of like paper cards right there. Is that like $100? Our shenanigans have come to an end. Oh god, that's a Mirage Mirror. At least the Feast and Famine's gone because that is a very good Mirage Mirror target. Aurelia's still in play though, and Aurelia, pretty good Mirage Mirror target. I guess so are a lot of things, but Mirage Mirror becomes a Sinew and Steel. Oh, please tell me they use the Mirage Mirror Sinew and Steel to blow up the Sinew and Steel. That would be awesome. Show me that play one time. Oh no, it's another Murderous Rider. Where did that come back from? Is that a different one? Are they both running all the same cards? With a Strionic Resonator. Oh, that's just on the Extort. That's fine. Oh, wait, is that actual Murderous Rider? Okay. And not the Swift End side of it. There's a good card. I think I opened one of these. Yeah, that was just the creature half of Murderous Rider. Anyway, back to the Sinuin Steel play. Let's see it. Let's see it. He's going to swing it over to Sean. Yeah, Sean's got life and is open. I mean, he's 3 over here. Delta's low on life, but they do have 2 of these in play, so I don't know. How much longer do you want to let them live is sort of a question. Sinew and Steel trigger. Let's see it. Let's see it. Going after the Sinew and Steel. Love it. Nice. That is a cool line of play. So with the amount of Commander that I've played and posted on the channel over the years and stuff, coming up on the 1,000th video, I gotta check to see where I'm at. Somewhere in the 900s. What I kind of look for now is like things I've never seen before. I've never seen a Mirage Mirror copy of Sinew and Steel and then blow up the Sinew and Steel that I copied. That's exciting to me. I get excited by things I haven't seen before. Obuun back to play for like the 20th time. It's got to be getting very expensive to cast. Turns the Taiga into a creature. Oh, we should start thinking about Pyre of Heroes. I should have planned out our Pyre of Heroes stuff much better. We have a lot of options based on what's going on right here. That is a 5/5 coming in our direction. We don't have anything for that 5/5. We're just going to take the 5/5. Austere Command. Yeah, now we have a lot of options. On artifacts would probably be smart. Get the Dowsing Dagger. Sean can have the plants. We got Mirage Mirror. We got that thing. Strionic Resonator. Thran Dynamo. Soul Ring. Yeah, there's things on the board that could be cleaned up. Equip the Dowsing Dagger. Ooh, we're not going to be able to do all this in one turn because Peace Spammon's gone. Play the Mask of Memory. We'll just have to live with that. Equip the Mask of Memory. We don't really have like a great discard card. I was kind of hoping just catch a land that we could hold on to discard, but that's not how things worked out. Any flyers over here? I don't see any flyers over there. Let's do some attacking. Send this one into Flintlock, and I guess also that one into Flintlock. They're at the most life. They're at 35. Aurelia gets a little size back with the Dowsing Dagger. It's 4/4 currently after the minus counter, but that'll go away when the thing flips over. Opponent goes down to 27 off the first hit. We get the Mask and the Dowsing Dagger trigger. Transform the Dowsing Dagger. We do have exactly enough to cast Austere Command. Angel of Serenity. Oh, Nahiri's Wrath showing up late. Needed it when we still had the Avacyn. Yeah, I mean, I guess we discard Nahiri's Wrath. What does 7 get us? No, these things are all... These are large. These are medium size. Yeah, discard the Nahiri's Wrath. Sad we're not going to get to use it. That's more of like a... You kind of want that in your opener when you're staring at an Avacyn and maybe another big angel. Back to combat. Sean can have this small poke in the air. I think we'll leave the Gisela back. It's a decent blocker. Might have to just like feed it to something. Keep our life total nice and high. Flintlock said he meant to hit Delta and misclicked onto Sean. Whoops. Mask of Memory. Lands. Discard the Temple of Triumph. Suppose we could have kept the Temple of Triumph. We get the Scry, and I don't think because I think we're just gonna Austere Command right here. What creatures are we blowing up? So 2 big creatures over there. That's an ETB, which is kind of already done. That makes all of our stuff smaller, which is relevant. Those are big creatures. Big creature, big creature, small creature, big creature. Sean's not going to be happy if we blow up his commander one more time. But, oh man, we're going to have to blow up our Pyre of Heroes if we do it. I think we do it. We're going to lose all our stuff too. Don't love the way that sounds, but I mean, there's got to be like a better line of play, right? Yes, I think I've located said better line of play. Activate the Pyre of Heroes. Sacrifice Aurelia. We're never going to play this Wheel of Fortune, I've decided. I guess with the Mask of Memory, we probably don't need to as much because we refill our opponents by doing it. But at some point, we're going to have to look at a lot more cards if we want to try to assemble either of these things. Oh, I know what we do. Duh. We get 1/2 of our thing. I'm an idiot. Yeah, pay 2. Sacrifice a creature. That will be this Aurelia. Aurelia, where does Aurelia go? Aurelia can go back to the command zone. Get Bruna the Fading Light. Equip a Mask of Memory. Put it on that one, I guess. Oh, it exiles itself. It's not going to matter. Do we Wheel of Fortune right now? Yeah, let's just Wheel of Fortune and get it out of the way because we've been like staring at it for ages. I know we're giving up on the Austere Command. We'll just have to live with it. Like, there's some stuff out there. It's a little scary, but we'll probably be the scariest thing, honestly, once Brisela flips. I suppose I'm inviting more removal into opponents' hands by wheeling right there. Those are cards. Those are cards. Pass like that. Go to the end step. Meld into Brisela. We've done it. Brisela, Voice of Nightmares. Got one half of it. Now we need to find some Akromas. But it's going to cut everything down to size a little bit. If this had more counters on it, like if you played in a Proliferate deck, that's actually a really powerful effect. What's that other card? Midnight Banshee does something pretty similar. Eye of Vecna. I need to run Twilight Shepherd. Sort of the opposite one from that cycle, I think. We're about 50% to this achievement. Oh man, getting that last 50%, gonna be rough. We're talking about 3 cards that total to 23 mana. We don't have a great way to search for those cards in the moment. Oh, really? That's an Exsanguinate? X13? I mean, doesn't kill us. They're gonna gain a lot of life. Well, there's that life gain. I think I talked about it in this game. Maybe it was a different game. Who knows? At least we can wail away at a... Oh, yeah, no, it was this game. It was the start of this game. So that'll give us some time to wail away at opponent. And although it kills everyone else a lot quicker. Ooh, fun story. If opponent Mirage mirrored a Brisela, that could be a headache for us. What do we get rid of with that wheel? I feel like opponents weren't sitting on much based on what they were doing, but... Read the Bones, Armillary Sphere, Obnixilis. Yeah, that stuff's all fine. Opponent was basically empty. Sean had Escape Shift. Well, glad we got rid of that. Rumbling Rock Slide. Oh, I should have put Aurelia to the graveyard. We could go Rhea, get back Aurelia, then sacrifice it to the Pyre of Heroes to get a 7-drop, which is 7 mana Akroma, or Emeria Shepherd, so that we can set up one of the other Akromas. Emeria Shepherd with Keeper of the Accord seems good. Someone's got to have more lands than us. There's a green deck at the table. I guess we cracked a Bernachard twice, so maybe not. Let's see. That's Josu Vess coming into play. Kicked. It's important to not misclick that on Magic Online. I've definitely done that. And they're going to copy it. Yeah, that austere command's looking pretty good about now. We are going to need a lot of lifelink. I'm going to cast this Tithe just so I can F6. Playing kind of slowly here. Let's get Mistveil Plains. And someone does have more lands than us. Fantastic. And Plateau. Yeah, that's 16 2/2 Menace zombie tokens. Zombie Knights, as they were. They're getting pumped from the Heraldic banner, so there are 3/2s. Makes them even that much more deadly. Does mean... if we have an opportunity to kill them, we probably have to take it. Do they have any flyers? Not currently, but they could with the Mirage Mirror. They have enough mana up to activate Mirage Mirror. I guess we have Akroma's Will, which gets us by all that. Sean's got his own Emeria Shepherd. Does he have a land? What can he get back? Not seeing any really amazing targets. He does have a land. It's a Plateau, which is a Plains. He's going to get Wayward Swordtooth, yeah. Decent value. It's not as scary as us bringing something back like... we have this thing in the graveyard. Bringing that back is terrifying if you're an opponent. Another landfall. Yeah, okay. Do it again. Okay, not as bad. Maybe I wasn't giving it enough credit. Let's get this Lotus Cobra back. Yeah, that thing does wild stuff. I don't think they have any land plays left unless they find something cool. But, you know, they've got a little board state now. Obuun doing the thing. Sean says he drew all land. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. I got flooded the other day. I posted a funny thing on Twitter that I'm just going to cut every land from every deck that I own. That's a Gisela. Gisela actually means that we probably don't need to kill Flintlock. Unless... the problem is they have that Mirage Mirror that we didn't blow up, that we should have blew up. Because then they could copy our Gisela, and then that more or less cancels the damage out. There's some rounding issues in there. But other than that... So I was hoping for the damage prevention, because with the damage prevention, we could probably block safely with a couple creatures and not die to the zombie army. Gisela gets us to an Akroma, which is a thing. How much mana do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 if we play land. Oh, we have the Burnish Heart combo, don't we? We do. We do have the Burnish Heart combo. We're going to have to spend a lot of mana recasting Aurelia to do it, but these have Menace. Oh, God, they have Menace. Menaces. I mean, I think we just got to kill Flintlock. Flintlock has entirely too much stuff that we just can't, we're not well equipped to deal with in this moment. So, recast Aurelia. So much mana. Not going to be able to leave up Akroma's Will. I was hoping to be able to do that. No, we have exactly enough. We can't leave up Akroma's Will and the Pyre of Heroes, is what I meant to say. Also, I was hoping to get the Aketra's Monument first, but we don't have that kind of mana, though. Really need Nykthos right now to get a giant burst of mana. Although, we actually don't have that many white permanents in play. Play an untapped land. Equip the Mask of Memory. I guess we put it on... We'll put it on Aurelia, just because Brisela has a high likelihood of getting shot. Oh, this thing's colorless. Ugh, which means if they copy it, Akroma's Will doesn't get us past that. That's a concern. That is a concern. Let's see if they see it. I don't know if they'll... I mean, they don't know we have an Akroma's Will, but... Let's try it like this and just hope we're not going to draw. Like, since we're not sending a giant attack their way, they may just hold their mana. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they see the line of play. Yeah, that's going to be... So they're going to get a Brisela, which at the very... We don't want Aurelia to die, and we want the lifelink. So I think the plan right here is gain a lot of life. Try to get out of range of the zombies. Problem is, we're tapping out all of our mana to do this. Sean's got something. Beside you, who endures? Destroy target artifact. Pyre of Heroes down. Use the ability? Yeah, I guess, what do we get something back? We get a land. Yeah, play a land. Comes in untapped. That's something. We could force a block. They'd have to block our Brisela, because it would be lethal on them. And, yeah, we'll be gaining a lot of life from all this. So, we might be out of zombie range, but they have some tricks in play. Like, with the Form Engine and Heraldic Banner, I mean, even just, like, copying the Heraldic Banner is quite a bit of size to add. There's a mono black deck over here. I mean, if they find a board wipe, everything's good, right? Opponent sees the line of play. I told them I was hoping you wouldn't see it. Combat number 1. Delta goes down to 31. We're back to 41. Oh, crap. It has lifelink. He goes to 23. This won't kill him. Do think we send this one into Flintlock. Aurelia got blocked. We can swing into Delta with Aurelia this time. Get the didn't get any, because we got blocked. We didn't get any card draw value. Yeah, they're gonna block. We'll both gain a lot of life. Ours will survive though. Importantly, the Mirage Mirror will go down, which we kind of need to happen because that thing's it's a wild card. Like playing Gisela is really bad if there's a Mirage Mirror in play. There's a Mass Trigger. Draw 2 lands. Discard the basic, I guess. Thalia's Lancers is helpful in finding some of the stuff we need to find. That's going to be a project for another turn, though. Fervent Mastery and Dawnbreak Reclaimer, also good cards. Do we have a Maria? We don't have a Maria yet. We should... I'm going to get rid of the Bonder's Enclave. The card draw is nice, but I think we just have to go without it. We have 9 cards in hand, and now we're going to discard more stuff. Man, I really want to use this. This is a good way to find a bunch of Akromas. We got to discard 2. We'll get rid of the Sacred Foundry. And, I guess Gisela. I mean, I guess the thing went down, yeah. We're going to have some reanimating to do, so... Oh, man, Pyre of Heroes went down. Because, yeah, the plan was supposed to be to Pyre Aurelia into a Maria Shepherd, play a land, get something back, start doing craziness. Wouldn't be sad to see a board wipe. Board wipe would buy us more time. Promise of Power. Draw 5, lose 5 life. Did they entwine? I think they did. You can do that when you have 2 mana doublers in play. Yep, it's a 12-12, and they have 12 cards. Did they find a board wipe? We put their life low enough that like they also have to be very worried about the zombie army. We're at 55. Oh, how much is that? That's 16 times 3. I mean, that is 48 damage. There's a Lord of the Void. Which means probably not the board wipe coming. That's 48 damage. They got a little extra. They can extort us a little bit, and they've got more in Josu Vess. We can gain 8 life back by blocking something. It's going to be close if they send everything at us. I guess doing that, because they're at 32. They also have to be concerned. I mean, now there's a 12-12 flyer. They have to be concerned about that. That's actually bigger than our Brisela. There's a thing to watch out for. Oh, you want to know what Thalia's Lanterns can find? It can find Nykthos. That might be the thing that we do, because we need mana. He's going straight to combat. I don't know if that's better or worse than casting things before combat, but there's a lot of damage out there. Oh, Narcana Revenant can also be pumped. Oh, they're going over to Delta. Oh, thank God. Probably a bunch coming our way still, but I was really sending a lot over to Delta. A couple our way. I can appreciate that. Also the Josu Vess our way. We giving up on Aurelia? Because we have to block with... no, we can block a small one. I just want to gain the life. There's no black instant speed over... There's a hatred as a card, isn't it? I'm like, black instant speed over on hatred. Nobody runs it because they're chickens, but Howl from Beyond used to be a card back in the day. Target creature gets +X+0 until end of turn, with an X in its casting cost. Not the most mana efficient thing ever, but not a lot of options in black, really, to pump your creatures like that. We'll block and eat 1, gain the life. Opponent's going to try and block. They sent a lot in his direction. I don't know that he can survive that. We're at 63 after the first strike. Delta goes to -6. Delta goes down. Cool looking deck. We're going to do some Varagoth stuff in the future. We're at 46 after the damage and the lifelink. Sean is down to 7. I don't think he took any damage there, but he's at 7 from whatever else happened. That's a Mirage. Oh, he's got multiple land plays. That could be a thing. Brisela, pretty good blocker. Flying first strike, lifelink. So, you know, as long as they don't play a big pump spell or something. That thing's giant. That's a little bit of a problem. Doesn't have haste yet, I don't think. No, it's currently summoning sick. Yep, there's a land. Oh, he did that out of sequence. Let Sean know that he's got to play his lands in main phase 2. He still has another land play, so even he's going to lose an attack unless he finds vigilance somewhere. This is him just kind of going down swinging. At 7 life and no flying blocking, yeah, he sees the writing on the wall. Also, massive token army with menace. I mean, that's a pretty good attacking squad right there. Ooh, everything our way. All right. I got to start eating stuff. Any small ones? We can eat the Lotus Cobra comfortably. Oh, I know what we can do. We can eat the Lotus Cobra. We can eat the Wayward Sword Tooth and try to avoid trouble with that with additional land plays. We go up to 54 and down to 33 after the lifelink and damage. Yeah, 33 puts us in range of the tokens. So there's the out-of-sequence Mirage combat where things don't untap. I mean, with 3 combats, he may not win, right? Like, I don't know that he can kill both of us without more stuff. Like, if he could get haste on this thing, he probably could. But that's 3 combats is enough to kill at least a player. He can pick one of us, whoever he wants to die. You know, can take us down. There's a Jesk as well. That's actually perfect because we need more mana this turn. Okay, let's start with a Jesk as well. Going both modes, targeting Flintlock. Oh, are we going to be able to do it? We have a lot of cards to find. A lot of cards to find. Play Thalia. Oh, nope. Get the Oketra's Monument. Get some cost reduction going up in here. Get Thalia's Lancers. What do we exile? Ooh, Urza's Incubator is also helpful for getting all these angels into play. That being the case, we might just search all the angels. And instead of trying to like fool around with the Maria Shepherd and do all that stuff, Thalia's Lancers. Oh god, I hope I didn't play a land yet. Use the ability. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. Play Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. Cast his Fervent Mastery. Do we need the cost reduction? Yeah, we're going to try to avoid the cost. Yeah, I'm going to cast it for its full cost. Fervent Mastery. Let's get 3 Akromas. Akroma, Angel of Fury. Akroma, Angel of Wrath. Akroma, Vision of Ixidor. Show me the money. We got 2 of them in a Reanimation Angel. Okay. Okay. We might just have to make a deal with someone here. Oh, how do we do this? Okay. 4 mana in the Nykthos currently. We need to get this thing into play. Oh, the red on red Akroma is gonna be rough. Choosing Angel. This should be like pretty cheap now. That's 4 mana. Okay, yeah, so I think it's gotta be Nykthos. Yeah, there's no other way to get to it, I don't think. That's 3 mana. Yeah, no, there's no other way to get to it, so we got to activate Nykthos, getting white, casting Akroma, make a token. That's 3. We don't have 3, sadly. Go to combat. Akroma will make everything giant, particularly the Brisela. Actually, still don't know if that's enough damage, though. It might be because it stacks twice. Stacking twice is a lot of damage. Both in the Flintlock. Aurelia trigger. I forgot about the Thalia's Lancers Nykthos combo. I do have Nykthos in paper. That's a card that needs a reprint. Did they reprint it recently? They might have. Those are unnecessarily expensive, though. Anyway, yeah, this is a good little combo, especially in a deck like this. You know, if we had like one more turn to really get going with it, because we didn't have that many creatures in play. Usually there's at least like 6 white symbols with this deck. Yeah, we're going to have lethal on Flintlock. Draw 2. Discard the Alpine Meadow. Back to combat. Akroma number 2. Akroma's really good with Aurelia. They go together really well. Aurelia is now a 9/10, and this is a 16/17. Absolutely massive. Yeah. Both of those into Flintlock. Sean will get another turn. We could actually kill both of them. Whatever. We're going to give Sean another turn, because I'm trying to do this thing. I'm really trying to do this thing. And with a Mirage in play, he might be able to kill us. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Especially with this big thing. If the big thing gets trampled and there's like 3 combats. Flintlock goes down. We're at 61, so that's a little bit of a mountain to climb. I think there's some commander on us. Yeah, he's got 8 commander on us. Gotta watch out for that. We got 2 mana left. I guess we just cast the sword. Pass like that. We've got 1 Akroma. We got another one in hand. We need to figure out how we're getting to the last Akroma. We're gonna have to draw something to do it. Crap, we can't. Mask of Memory isn't really gonna work because he's gonna die as soon as he takes that hit. So we need to get lucky and top deck a reanimation spell. I was hoping to get the Dawnbreak Reclaimer in, but the mana just didn't work out for it. The big one's coming in. Block with a token. Hope it doesn't find trample. I mean, I guess it's not lethal to us. But brings back to our turn. Quicksilver Amulet does not get us to where we're trying to go. Do we have any tricks left? One. I think we have one trick left. I mean, let's cast this Red Akroma, just so we can see two of them. We can see two of them in play next to the thing. Kind of wish I kept that Bonder's Enclave. Will Aurelia become lethal on the first attack? I don't think so. Yeah, if he doesn't block, he'll be at 1. We're going to take a shot here and just see if we can draw into the piece that we need. Mask. Draw. Those cards do not get us there. All right. Couldn't get there. 2/3 were so close. We just needed one more. We're so close. I mean, if we send Aurelia in, he can just block. So, sadly didn't get there. Send in Aurelia, send in Brisela for the final attack. We have 2/3 of Akroma-tron. So close. Oh, man. I wanted it. I wish we didn't discard the 1. I was hoping that all 3 would stay in hand. But overall, Fervent Mastery wasn't terrible. I memean, I guess there's, so it could be better and it could be worse than how it went there. Wow, he had some cards. He had Skull Clamp, Feast and Famine, Hearth and Home, Valakut Expert. I mean, he had stuff. Hearth and Home gets us past, like, almost all, doesn't get us past. Oh, he can't cast any of them. That's why. Okay. Yep, that's painful. I forgot Brisela does that. Your opponents can't cast spells with mana value 3 or less. Pretty nasty. If you know someone that likes a lot of cheap spot removal, if you can magically assemble Brisela through the cheap spot removal, then they're going to be in for a world of hurt. Anyway, did we see any new cards? We did see one. We got to see the Fervent Mastery. Wasn't bad. I think I'm going to test it out a little bit more. I think it could be a helpful way to find the reanimation piece, because, like, essentially a reanimator deck is like a 2 to 3 card combo. You need the creature, a way to get it into the graveyard, and a way to pull it out of the graveyard. And with this deck, because it's not mono black, because Boros doesn't have like crazy good card draw, a lot of times you're always just missing one of those pieces. So Fervent Mastery gives you an option to, like, try and go find the piece that you're missing. You have to hope you don't discard it, which you might, but if you get like a bunch of the creatures, like getting Karmic Guide is almost equally valuable in your hand as it is in the graveyard. You can bring it back from the graveyard and get something else and go wild and do all the things. We did see Scout's Warning. We just cycled it. We didn't get to do anything super cute with it. But even just cycling it, the card we cycled into was reasonably helpful. Mileage may vary on that, but wasn't bad. And one final card to talk about, I do have Enduring Angel in this deck. Enduring Angel is very cool. I cut it for this video, but Altar of Dementia does some wild stuff. With Altar of Dementia and Pulse Mage Advocate, you can basically sacrifice it and reanimate it at instant speed, so that if it's on the backside for some reason and you need to prevent another incoming attack from killing you, you can get it back to the front side at instant speed. Really cool. Did it one time. Was very exciting. But anyway, yeah, we played Angels. Opponents had some really cool stuff in this game. The Varagoth deck was very cool. The other mono black deck, a lot of cool demons, a lot of Reaver demons in there. Cards you just don't see much of anymore. I think is in the original Kaalia precon. Even though it's like not that great with Kaalia because you have to cast it. So yeah, we got to see some cool stuff this game. Almost got Akroma-tron and Brisela at the same time. One card to go. Someday we'll get there. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have 2 new Patreon supporters in Jandy and Sean McCrae. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon, the link below.